Have you ever woken up and felt like your body just isn't keeping up with your mind? Maybe you used to jump out of bed, ready to take on the day, but now, it's more of a slow roll, with a few extra groans along the way. Or perhaps you've noticed that your energy isn't what it used to be. You eat well, you try to stay active, but somehow you just don't feel as strong, as sharp, or as lively as you once did. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. And here's the truth. It's not just aging that's making you feel this way. There are small, everyday habits, mistakes really, that so many people over 60 make without even realizing it. These mistakes don't just steal your energy. They can slowly take away your independence, your health, and even your years. But the good news? They can be fixed. Today, we're talking about 5 common but deadly health mistakes that many seniors make, and more importantly, how to avoid them so you can stay strong, sharp, and independent for years to come. Some of these might surprise you, and you may even realize you've been doing 1 or 2 of them without knowing the impact they're having on your body. So, let's jump right into it. The first big mistake: not drinking enough water. Now, I know what you're thinking. I drink water. This isn't a problem for me. But hold on just a second. Did you know that as you age, your body's ability to sense thirst declines? That means even if you don't feel thirsty, you could still be dehydrated. And dehydration doesn't just make you feel a little sluggish. It can cause dizziness, confusion, constipation, joint pain, and even kidney issues. Think about it. Have you ever stood up too fast and felt lightheaded? Or maybe you've had moments of brain fog where you just can't quite focus. These are often early signs of dehydration, not just normal aging. And here's something that might shock you. Mild dehydration can increase your risk of falls. When your body doesn't have enough water, your muscles become weaker, your blood pressure can drop, and suddenly, standing up from a chair or walking down the hallway becomes risky. So, how do you fix this? Simple. Make hydration a habit. Even if you don't feel thirsty, aim for about 8 glasses of water a day. And if plain water isn't your thing, herbal teas, diluted fruit juices, or even water-rich foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and oranges can help. Just be careful with coffee and alcohol. They can actually dehydrate you even more. If you start making hydration a priority, you'll notice changes almost immediately. More energy, fewer aches, better digestion, and even clearer thinking. It's such a simple fix, yet so many seniors forget just how powerful staying hydrated really is. The second big mistake: ignoring strength training. Now, this one is a huge issue, and it's one of the biggest reasons why so many people lose their independence as they get older. Most people believe that staying active just means walking more, but walking alone isn't enough to keep you strong. Here's the deal: after 60, you start losing muscle at a much faster rate. It's called sarcopenia, and if you're not actively working to keep your muscles strong, they will slowly shrink over time. And when that happens, everyday things, like standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, or even opening a jar, become harder and harder. And here's where it gets even scarier. Weak muscles lead to falls, and falls lead to hospital visits. A simple trip on the rug or a misstep off a curb can result in a broken hip, and 1 in 3 seniors who break a hip never fully recover their mobility. That's why maintaining your muscle strength is one of the most important things you can do to stay independent for as long as possible. So, how do you fix this? The solution isn't complicated. Just add a little strength training to your routine. And no, you don't need to lift heavy weights at the gym. Simple exercises like squats, wall push-ups, and even standing up from a chair without using your hands can keep your muscles strong and prevent weakness from creeping in. Even 10 to 15 minutes of resistance exercises a few times a week can make a world of difference. Imagine feeling steadier on your feet, having more confidence when moving around, and keeping your strength well into your 80s and beyond. That's the power of strength training. And if you're thinking, well, I've never done strength training before, is it too late? The answer is absolutely not. Studies show that even people in their 90s can build muscle with the right exercises. So, whether you're 60 or 85, starting now can still make a huge impact. A common excuse that's holding you back. I know some of you might be thinking, but I don't have the energy to do all this. That's exactly why we're talking about these mistakes. Low energy often comes from not drinking enough water and not keeping your muscles strong. Fix those two things, and you'll be amazed at how much more energy you have to keep moving and doing the things you love. Now, we've already covered two of the biggest mistakes that can slowly take away your health and independence. Not drinking enough water and not doing strength training. Now that we've talked about hydration and strength training, let's move on to another big mistake that could be quietly damaging your health. This one is sneaky because it doesn't happen overnight. It builds up over time, and by the time you feel the effects, it can already be causing serious problems. The third mistake, not getting enough sleep and poor sleep quality. Think about it. When was the last time you woke up feeling fully refreshed? If you're like most people over 60, you might find yourself waking up multiple times during the night, tossing and turning, or struggling to fall back asleep after a bathroom trip. Maybe you tell yourself, that's just part of getting older. But here's the truth. Poor sleep isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. When you don't get enough deep, restful sleep, your body can't properly repair itself. Your immune system weakens, making you more susceptible to illnesses. Your brain doesn't function as well, which can lead to memory problems and an increased risk of dementia. And worst of all, lack of sleep raises your risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and even early death. It's no coincidence that people who regularly get less than 6 hours of sleep per night tend to age faster and develop more health problems. Sleep is your body's natural reset button. It cleans out toxins in your brain, repairs your muscles, and regulates your metabolism. So, what's stopping you from getting the rest you need? For many seniors, the biggest culprits are late-night screen time, caffeine, and an inconsistent sleep schedule. If you're watching TV, scrolling on your phone, or reading on a tablet before bed, the blue light from these screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. And caffeine? Even if you're only drinking coffee or tea in the morning, it can still be in your system up to 12 hours later. So, if you're having trouble sleeping, try cutting off caffeine after lunch and limiting screen time at least an hour before bed. But here's one of the biggest game changers for better sleep: going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Your body thrives on routine. If you go to bed at 10 p.m. one night, 1 a.m. the next, and then take a nap in the afternoon to make up for it, your internal clock gets completely out of sync. And when that happens, falling asleep and staying asleep becomes much harder. So, set a bedtime and stick to it. Create a relaxing nighttime routine, like dimming the lights, reading a book, or listening to calming music. These small habits train your brain to recognize that it's time to wind down. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't just lay there tossing and turning. Get up, stretch a little, or read a physical book until you feel sleepy again. The key is to avoid bright lights and screens, which can make it even harder to fall back asleep. Once you start improving your sleep, you'll notice the difference right away. More energy, better focus, less stress, and even a stronger immune system. It's one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to protect your health as you age. The fourth mistake: ignoring your balance and flexibility. Now, let's talk about another serious but often overlooked health mistake: not working on your balance and flexibility. Here's a hard truth. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury and death among seniors. Every single year, millions of older adults end up in the emergency room because of a fall. And sadly, for many, a single fall can completely change their lives, leading to a loss of independence or long-term health issues. But here's the thing: falling isn't just about being clumsy or having bad luck. In most cases, it happens because of poor balance and stiff muscles. The good news? Both of those things can be improved, no matter your age. If you've ever felt unsteady on your feet, struggled to bend down to pick something up, or noticed that you can't turn your neck as easily as you used to, it's time to start focusing on balance and flexibility. And before you think, that sounds too complicated, it's actually incredibly simple to improve. You don't need to do fancy yoga poses or long stretching routines. Just a few minutes a day can make a world of difference. One of the easiest ways to improve balance: practice standing on one foot while holding onto a chair for support. Hold it for 10 to 15 seconds on each side and work up to longer times as you improve. It might seem small, but it strengthens your stabilizing muscles and improves coordination. And for flexibility, simple stretches like reaching for your toes, rolling your shoulders, or gently twisting your torso from side to side can help keep your muscles loose and your joints healthy. Another great option? Tai Chi. It's a gentle, low-impact way to improve balance, strengthen muscles, and reduce your risk of falls. And studies have shown that people who practice Tai Chi have significantly lower fall rates than those who don't. The best part? It's never too late to start. Even if you haven't worked on your flexibility or balance in years, you can still retrain your body and improve your stability. And the result? More confidence in your movements, less fear of falling, and a greater ability to stay independent. The real key to staying healthy as you age. By now, we've covered 4 of the biggest health mistakes that seniors make: dehydration, lack of strength training, poor sleep, and ignoring balance and flexibility. Each of these things may seem small on their own, but when you add them up, they have a huge impact on how you feel every day. And the best part? They're all fixable. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You don't need to start running marathons or eating nothing but salad. Small, consistent changes, like drinking more water, adding a little strength training, improving your sleep, and stretching for just a few minutes a day, can add up to years of better health, more energy, and a longer, happier life. But we're not done yet. There's still one more major health mistake that could be silently hurting you, one that many seniors don't even realize is a problem. We've already covered 4 of the biggest mistakes that can quietly steal your energy, strength, and independence as you age. But this last one, it might just be the most dangerous of them all. It's something many people ignore for years, until it's too late. The 5th mistake: social isolation and loneliness. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I like my alone time. I don't need a bunch of people around me all the time. And that's perfectly okay. There's a big difference between choosing to enjoy your own company and feeling disconnected from the world around you. The problem is that many seniors don't choose isolation. It just kind of happens. Maybe your kids and grandkids live far away. Maybe you've lost touch with old friends. Or maybe, after retirement, you realize that work was your main source of social interaction, and now that it's gone, you don't know how to fill that gap. At first, you might not think it's a big deal. But over time, loneliness can take a serious toll on both your physical and mental health. Studies show that chronic loneliness is just as harmful to your body as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases your risk of heart disease, dementia, depression, and even premature death. And here's the worst part: when you feel lonely, you're less likely to take care of yourself. You might skip meals, move less, or even ignore small health issues until they become serious. It's a vicious cycle, and breaking free from it is absolutely essential for living a longer, healthier life. So, how do you fight back against loneliness? The first step is making an effort to connect. And I know, that can feel easier said than done, especially if you're not sure where to start. But the good news is, you don't need a huge social circle to feel connected. Even just 1 or 2 strong relationships can make all the difference. Start small. Call a friend you haven't talked to in a while. Invite a neighbor for coffee. Join a local group or class that interests you, whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or even an online community. The key is to put yourself in situations where connections can naturally happen. And if you're someone who struggles with social anxiety or feels nervous about meeting new people, volunteering is one of the best ways to ease into socializing. Not only does it give you a sense of purpose, but it also puts you around like-minded people who share your values. And before you know it, those small interactions can grow into meaningful friendships. The bottom line is this: you are not meant to go through life alone. Staying socially connected is just as important as eating well and exercising. Your body, your brain, and your heart all thrive on human connection. What this all means for you. So, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've talked about today. We started with something so simple, yet so often ignored: hydration. A little more water each day can give you more energy, prevent dizziness, and keep your body functioning at its best. Then we moved on to strength training, because staying strong isn't just about looking good, it's about staying independent. A few simple exercises a few times a week can mean the difference between needing help and staying self-sufficient. Next, we tackled sleep. It's not just about resting, it's about repairing. Fix your sleep, and you'll notice better focus, more energy, and even a lower risk of serious diseases. After that, we talked about balance and flexibility, the key to preventing falls and keeping your body moving smoothly as you age. A few simple stretches and balance exercises can protect you from one of the biggest dangers seniors face. And finally, we just covered something that many people overlook: the power of social connection. Because at the end of the day, a longer life is only worth it if it's a happy one. Now, I know this might feel like a lot to take in, but here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to do everything at once. Pick one small change and start there. Maybe today, that means drinking a little more water. Tomorrow, it might mean standing up and sitting down from a chair a few times to build strength. The day after, it could mean calling an old friend. The key is consistency. Small changes, done regularly, add up to a huge difference over time. So, if you take away just one thing from this video, let it be this: your health is in your hands. Aging is inevitable. But how you age is up to you. Every choice you make today shapes the kind of life you'll be living 5, 10, or even 20 years from now. And the best part? It's never too late to start making better choices. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one change you're going to focus on first? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and I'd love to support you on your journey to better health. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new video. We're all in this together, and I'm here to help you live your best, healthiest life at any age. Thank you for watching, and remember, you are stronger than you think, and your best years are still ahead of you. Stay healthy, stay happy, and I'll see you in the next video.